Good morning, everyone. This is the report of Group 1, Chapter 1, General Provisions. So, Section 1, short title. This act shall be known as the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act of 1997. Section 2, Declaration of the State Policies. The state shall recognize and promote all the rights of indigenous cultural communities, indigenous peoples, hereunder enumerated within the framework of the Constitution. So, ang Section 2 of the April Law, Republic Act 837-1 declares the Philippine state commitment to protecting, promoting, and recognizing the rights of indigenous cultural communities, indigenous peoples. It mandates that all policies must ensure that ICCPS can preserve their culture, possess ancestral domain, participate in governance, and enjoy equal rights with an emphasis as free, prior, and informed consent. So, ang section 2 sa April Law, ga-declare nga dapat ang gobyerno or ang iningalo ga-commit sa ilang pag-protect sa aton nga mga ancestral domains ang aton nga mga indigenous peoples. So, example of this is land rights. The National Commission on Indigenous Peoples issuing a certificate of ancestral domain titles to tribe over their ancestral territory. Free, prior, informed consent. A mining company must obtain approval from the local tribe through a formal process before starting projects in their area. So, need pa nila ng permit or certificate before sila maka-mining sa isa na kalugar sa o need nila permission sa indigenous peoples nga gabantay da kung pwede sila ka mining or na ubro nila sa ilang lugar. Tapos sa letter A sang Section 2, the state shall recognize and promote the rights of ICCIPs within the framework of national unity and development. Based on the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act of 1997, the state guarantees the rights of indigenous cultural communities, indigenous peoples to their ancestral domains, cultural integrity, and self-governance. This promotes national unity by integrating IPs into development while respecting their unique customary laws and allowing them to contribute to national growth without losing their identity. So, examples yun is ancestral domain protection. The issuance of Certificate of Ancestral Domain Title or CADT recognizes that a specific land belongs to an indigenous community, ensuring their right to manage it while still being part of the Philippine territory. So, ang CADT is ga-recognize sa specific balangalan nga gabilong sa sila ang ga-govern pero at the same time part sila gyapon sa Philippine nga territory. Then sa letter B of Section 2, the state shall protect the rights of ICCIPS to their ancestral domain to ensure their economic, social, and cultural well-being, and shall recognize the application of the customary laws governing property rights or relations in the determining of the and extent of ancestral domain. So, this provision from Section 2, letter B of the Indigenous Peoples Act rights mandates the state to secure indigenous ancestral domains to protect livelihood, culture, and social welfare. It it legally recognized that indigenous people have laws rather than just national civil laws govern the ownership, management, and boundaries of these lands. Example, if an indigenous community in the Philippines, such as the Igorot in the Cordillera region, has traditionally managed a forest area as a sacred, protected, and shared resource based on their customs, the government recognizes this. Instead of applying conventional laws that might allow the sale or subdivision of the forest, the state, through the National Commission on Indigenous Peoples, issues a Certificate of Ancestral Domain Title or CADT based on the community's traditional customary laws, confirming it is ancestral, inalienable, and collectively owned. So, i-issue lang sila sa CADT para mag-recognize nga collectively owned ang ilang duta, kag instead nga magamit sila sa conventional laws, amo lang naging nagamit nila ang CADT sa National Indigenous Commission. I don't know.
The state shall recognize, respect, and protect the rights of ICC's IPs to preserve and develop their culture, traditional, and institutions. It shall consider these rights in the formulation of national laws and policies. This provision, rooted in Article 14, Section 17 of the Philippines Constitution and the Indigenous People Right Act of 1997, IPRA, mandates the state protect the cultural integrity of IPs. It requires that national policies honor indigenous traditions and institutions, integrating the rights to land, culture, and self-governance into laws. For example, free, prior, and informed consent, FPIC, antes makasulod ang iban, ang bisan ano nga proyekto pareho sa pagmina o kon pagtindog sang dam sa sulod sang ila ancestral domain o kondutang nuno. Kinahanglan una nga maghatag sa paghugot or consent ang komunidad paagi sa ila kaugalingan nga proseso sa pagdesisyon o kon customary decision making processes. And next, the state shall guarantee that members of ICC's IPs, regardless of sex, shall equally enjoy the full measure of human rights and freedom without distinction or discrimination. This provision from the Indigenous People Right Act of 1997, IPRA, Section 2, mandated states ensure indigenous cultural communities, indigenous people IPs, regardless of gender, enjoy all human rights and freedoms without discrimination. It guarantees that indigenous women and men have equal access to rights, opportunities, and services as the rest of the populations. For example, patas nga partisipasyon sa pagdesisyon. Sa isa ka konsehos ng komunidad, ang mga leader nga lalaki kag babayi ginahatagan sa pareho nga kahigayunan sa pagpartisipar sa mga diskusyon kag pagboto sa mga isyu na nahunahungod sa ila ancestral domain kag patas nga access sa serbisyo. Ang mga kababaihan kag kalalakihan nga lumod ginahatagan sa pareho nga access sa mga ginalabot nga gobyerno nga serbisyo sa ikaayong lawas kag edukasyon nga nakabagay sa ila kultura agod masiguro nga wala sing gender nga ginapabayaan.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mary Angel Bibalinas. Here my report. The state shall take measures with the participation of the ICCS or IPS concerned to protect their rights and guarantee respect for their cultural integrity, and to ensure that members of the ICCS or IPS benefit on an equal footing from the rights and opportunities which national law and regulation grant to other members of the population. This provision, that Republic Act No. 8371, mandates that the Philippines government actively protect indigenous cultural community, indigenous peoples, ICCS or IPS rights and cultural integrity while ensuring equal access to national opportunities. It requires active consultation with APS to prevent discrimination, respect traditions, and guarantee equal treatment in education, health, and employment. Example, cultural integrity. The National Commission on Indigenous Peoples, or NCIP, issuing certificates of ancestral domain title, CADT, to recognize and protect land ownership. Participation or protection. Enforcing free and prior informed consent or FPIC before any mining or infrastructure project enters IP land. Here's my explanation. The provision promotes equality, respect, and protection for indigenous peoples while ensuring that their culture, land, and rights are preserved for future generations. Letter F. The state recognizes its obligations to respond to the strong expression of the ICCS or IPS for cultural integrity by assuring maximum ICC or IP participation in the direction of education, health as other service of ICCS or IPS in order to render such services more responsive to the needs and desire of these communities. This provision that the Philippines Indigenous People Rights Act or IPRA of 1997, RA 8371, Section 21 mandates that the states ensure indigenous cultural communities, indigenous peoples, or ICCS, IPS actively direct their own education, health, and social services. It empowers communities to align public service with their cultural traditions, beliefs, and specific needs, ensuring cultural integrity is respected. Example, education establishing indigenous people education or IP-Ed centers where elders teach traditional skills and curricula are in the indigenous language rather than just using standard national curricula. Here's my explanation. This section of the law promotes self-determination and respect for indigenous peoples by allowing them to help shape the service provided to their communities according to their own culture and needs. Thank you.